Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Hey, let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Thanks so much for stopping by, I do appreciate it. Guys, I reviewed this beer back in 2013. I reviewed the 2012 edition. And this one comes from Jason and Julie. And it does have vintage dates listed here. Vintage 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I don't see any. It's got a slight little notch. And I don't know if it's just because something has come against the label. But it's right between the 2016 and the 2017. And I don't see anything written on the bottle. And it doesn't have the ABV on the bottle. So I don't know if they're trying to use these same labels since they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different vintages here. Probably so. They're probably using the same label year after year batch. I say year after year. They're probably only doing it once a year because it is a bourbon barrel. Malt beverage aged in used oak bourbon barrels. It doesn't have the ABV on it, and that's probably one reason why, because it could change from batch to batch or year to year. But it needs to be notched a little bit better than what this one is, because I don't know if it's a 2016 or a 2017 or what it is, because it really doesn't have a good notch mark on those vintage dates on the side of the label here. So maybe Jason will put something in the comments if he knows exactly when it was, because I mean, it's just right in between there, and it's got just a little teeny etch in the bottom of it. Doesn't look like a machine has done anything. So I don't know if something just is brushed against the label or not. But I'm sure it's newer than a 2012 edition, which I did in 2013, 6 to 7 years ago. And I thought it was very, very impressive then, but I was fairly young, only 3 years into the beer reviews at that time. So we shall see if I'm just as impressed now as I was then. But I do think it needs to have the ABV on it. But I understand why, if they want to use these labels for 7 different years, since it has those different vintages on there. But still, you want to know what you're buying when you pick it up off the shelf and look at it. Well, what is this? Is this an 8, 9, 10, 12, 15? What am I buying here? So, it is what it is there, guys. I have no control over that, but I would want to know that when I purchase a beer. What am I buying? What ABV is it? And if the date is not notched very plainly, and you're not sure, how are you going to look it up? So, couple of things there which may cause me not to give it a 10 this time. Not having the ABV and the vintage not being plainly marked. So, we shall see, but I do appreciate Jason and Julie sending it to me. So, with that being said, let me jump over to Untappd to see if there's any additional information. Untappd has it at 10.5%, and Beer Advocate has it at 10.8%, and neither one of them has a date on there. And so, 48 IBUs on Untappd for the 10.5%. So, another reason why it needs to be on there, guys. You need to know what you're buying so you know what you're getting and what ABV it is and IBUs it is and all that. So, Central Waters needs to do a little better job on that. It's just my opinion now, guys. Commercial description says the brewery's most highly sought after beer, this Imperial Stout, is aged to perfection in oak bourbon barrels. Look for this tasty treat to contain hints of bourbon and vanilla with roasted overtones that is sure to please any connoisseur's palate. Serve this beer at cellar temperature from a snifter glass and enjoy the expression of our passion for brewing. So, well, their passion needs to come up with the information also. at least mark it plainly what vintage it is, and that way you can look it up on their website if you know what vintage it is, which I'm not sure here, and what the ABV is going to be. So, other than that, it is time. Final beer of the evening for me. Let's find out. Nice little hiss. Smoke out of the bottle. Into the glass we go. We're going to go right straight down the center on this pour, guys. I was very, very impressed when I did the 2012. I really, really was. But like I said, that was many, many, many moons ago, and I have had a lot of tasty beers since then. So, not even a half a finger of head on that pour. Nice looking stout. Very dark. Pitch black. To the nose we go. Rich roasted malt. Slight hint of some bourbon. A little bit of vanilla and some oak woodiness. Black molasses. Maybe a hint of some dark fruit in there. Very appealing, pleasing aroma. That's pretty good. It's time. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Jason and Julie. Thank you both. Oh yeah. Very smooth. Very, very smooth. I am getting the bourbon. It's not off the chain bourbon, but it's there. It's a very pleasant beer. I would buy this beer if it was available here and I could see what vintage it is and had the ABV on the label. Gotta have that guy. These guys can do that. They've been brewing beers long enough. They're big enough. They need to do that. If their machine is not notching that label to tell the vintage, that's a problem. And if they want to use these labels over and over and over, maybe put a rear label on it, like a lot of breweries do, to give you a little more information. Bottled on date, ABV, and all that, if they want to use this label over and over and over again. Just chucking out my 2 cents, guys. It is possible to do that and still use the same label. Duh. Rocket science, I'd say. Rocket science. Anyway, tasty beer. Now, if you're expecting bourbon notes off the chain, this is not it. But they are there. They're not off the chain, but I can taste them. I can taste the bourbon notes. A little bit of oak woodiness from it. A little bit of vanilla from it. Roasted malt. Black molasses. Maybe even some dark fruit once it comes up to room temperature right out of the fridge. So let's do that. Let's let it come up to room temperature. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it probably about 30 minutes or so. It's an impressive beer, but with the lack of clear vintage dating on it and no ABV, it's an A- beer to me. If it had the vintage stamped clearly and had the ABV on it, it could possibly be a 10 beer. And if you say it's a 10 beer, I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, I just think these guys are big enough that they need to stamp that clearly, notch it on the label, and give us the ABV, whether it's on the front label or put a rear label on it with that information on it like some other breweries do. Just my opinion. I'm just giving you my 2 cents, guys. I want to know when I pick this bottle up off the shelf, when it was put in the bottle and what ABV is inside the bottle. So, want to know that information, guys. So, just my OCD. Final joke. And like I said, when I did this beer back in 2013, I thought it was awesome. Evidently, I could see the date on that one because I said it was a 2012. I cannot decipher the vintage on this one, and it doesn't have the ABV on the label. That's why I'm giving it the A minus. I'm gonna give it 92 because I don't know what the vintage is, and I don't know what the ABV is looking at the bottle. So, that being said, over to Beer Advocate, they say 95 world class. I'm not going there. Need more information on the package. And over to Untappd, they have it at 4.2. That's exactly where I'm going with that one. That is in their A minus, but in a little bigger number in their A minus scale. So that's where I'm putting it. A minus, 92 for me. So if you've had this one, and I can't tell you what the vintage is because I can't decipher what it is on the label. And I don't know what the ABV is, not knowing what the vintage is. So we can't even go to the website and see, was it a 2012, 2015, 20... the notching is the original part that needs to be clearly marked. And then, if you don't want to put the ABV on it, you can go to the website and say, well, I'm looking up a 2013 or 2015, and you can see. I mean, you shouldn't have to do that. I mean, you shouldn't have to go to the website on your smartphone or whatever to try to figure that out. So, ABV, vintage, needs to be clearly marked. Sorry, it's just me. It didn't used to be that way, but I am now. So, I want to know that before I spend my money on it. So, with that being said, if you've had it, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.